Hi there, and welcome to my next video on expanding quadratics. This time I'm going to try and make you more fluent and basically faster. So, last time around we had a question like this, and I asked you to expand it using the box method. So we drew the grid, drew the box, multiplied everything together, and then collected these two like terms, and we got our answer. Now, to become more fluent, it basically means do less and do it quicker. So I'm going to show you a method that will stop you drawing this box. Now, this method is fantastic, and if you never want to take it any further or become more fluent, then feel free to not watch this video or watch it and then ignore it later. But it will make you quicker, it will make you faster. So I'm going to still use it, this exact same question, to reinforce how this new more fluent way will work. So let's start off like we did before. So x multiplied by x, of course, will give us x squared. Now if you look at where these two were in the original question, it was the first term of both brackets. So what I can do is draw a line to say multiplying the first term by the first term, just like we did here. Now we're going to go down here, slightly different to normal. So I'm going to multiply these two terms together, which of course will be negative 8x. If you look where they are, this is the x from the first bracket, and this is the last term, the constant term of the second bracket. So I can draw a line to say I'm going from the first to the last. Now let's come up here. So I'm going to multiply these two terms. You can see I'm writing it down as I go. So multiplying these two terms would be negative 4x. So that's the second term in the first bracket multiplied by the first term in the second bracket. So I'll write that down. And if we fill in the last bit, so it's 32, remember, two negatives multiplied together is a positive answer. And that is these two. So rather than drawing the whole grid, you can just draw four very, very quick, simple lines. Now here are my like terms, just as before. And I can collect those. Minus 8x, take away 4x is negative 12x. So it's a quicker method, more advanced method of getting to your answer quickly. Now, here's another one. So, to draw my first line, x squared. My second line, remember, it's from the first term to all the terms in the next bracket. And I'm going from the second term to all the terms in the second bracket. So there's 5x, and there is minus 35. Collect these two terms together. So minus 7 plus 5 is of course minus 2. And it's done. Now, we can even go a bit even more fluent if you like. So what is the coefficient of x? This is basically a posh way of saying, a mathematical way of saying, what is the number in front of the x term? How many x terms will I have? So if I use this line, that would give me x squared, and this isn't talking about x squared. So it's seeing if you can identify which lines you will need to multiply along, or which terms you need to multiply to answer this question. So if I do the first term, the x multiplied by 9, it will give me an answer of x's. So that will give me 9x, and this one will give me 4x. 9x and 4x is 13 x's. So the coefficient of x would be 13. So I should really write 13x, but the coefficient would be 13. Let's have a look at another one. So what's the constant term? So I'm not talking about anything to do with x's, I'm talking about the term that will never change. There's no unknowns, it's just a number. So here I'll get x squareds, I'll get an x term, I'll get an x term if I multiply these two together, but if I follow the last two, there are no x's involved, so I multiply these together and I will get negative 10. Now, that's for the next video. So that's all I'm going to show you in this one. I hope that helps. So try drawing the lines, see if it speeds you up, and you'll start to see the patterns a lot better to answer questions like this.